very much, Stu Hoon, and my warmest congratulations to you on 20 years of wonderful work. Let there be another 20. Dreaming of the future. One of the ironic things I think about this business is that every one of you depends on aviation. You probably wouldn't have a job otherwise, but we take it for granted. We don't really talk about it very much. And I've got 9.5 minutes to talk about it, so let's go. Important thing is it's fragile and it's changing. That's not really all that revolutionary, but it's something that's very important to remember. The world is filled with uncertainty now. It's unpredictable and we're in upheaval. It's unpredictable for the last 80 years, basically since I was born. The world has been fairly predictable. Things haven't changed very much. We've had 2 or 3 superpowers. Now it's becoming fragmented. And that's why these things are so important now. Good news, of course, is that these things mean there's lots of opportunity. And let it be that way. Rewinding 20 years, a bit of my thunder's been stolen already, so I won't go into it too much, but operations and sales. Operationally, this is a key one. 30% of all the seats at Changi Airport are on low-cost carriers. 22 years ago, I did the world's first low-cost airline conference here in Singapore. Not here, because it didn't exist. And at that time, this is probably the most important change, I would have been standing here with a suit and a tie on. And we had these revolutionary LCC CEOs, Tony Fernandez among them, a budding entrepreneur, who didn't wear ties. That was the revolutionary bit. Things have changed. Similarly at Don Muang, Bangkok, things have changed there a bit. This one's probably more important. Melbourne, 20%, more than 20% of international seats at Melbourne are on long-haul low-cost carriers. And that, while LCCs themselves, short-haul mostly, were very revolutionary in terms of changing the airline industry, long-haul is going to go right to the heart. Long-haul low-cost carriers are going right to the heart of the full-service carriers. That's going to be a dramatic change. These things are fairly obvious. So what are the challenges for aviation? Sustainability, technology, supply chain disruption, which goes back to that uncertainty issue and the way international trade suddenly has been thrown on its head. Economic viability, long-standing thing. It's always a problem and it always will be for airlines. And the passenger focus, something that's been talked about a lot today and always will be in this sort of environment. The environment really, these environmental issues really are the Achilles heel of travel and tourism. We're not feeling it much yet, really, but it's going to change an awful lot in the next few years. This, you can have any sort of projection you like, but basically we're looking at something like a tripling of the number of seats and passengers in the next 25 years. That means lots of carbon emissions, lots of carbon emissions. And there really isn't much of a plan to go anywhere. Last week, the UN aviation body ICAO got together and came up with nothing, basically nothing. Some aspirations for the next 25 years. This is IATA, the International Air Transport Association's plan to fly net zero. They have something called CORSIA. The O stands for offsets. So even in 25 years, they're talking about that orange bit, 19% of their entire plan relies on offsets. That's not the way to go. Offsets won't cut it. The other big issue, and that's the 65%, the big blue bit, is sustainable aviation fuel. And I really can't see that happening. You need investment. And when this whole environmental issue is a con job, in the orange perspective, we've had 1%, less than 1% this year of SAF in international aviation. With that growth trend of tripling over the next 25 years, there is no way in the world we're going to see that sort of size, proportion of SAF being able to be used. Here's the good stuff. The new technologies, and they don't know what they are, they're putting a sort of modest 13% because it's sort of hopeful, are going to be the solution. I'll let you digest that. That is really, really crap news. And that goes to what I was just talking about how the world is changing. The good news is, and I'm looking for good news in this, the good news is military is the mother of invention. Things change. In the Second World War, we went basically from tiger moths to jet aeroplanes. Things happen very fast. And if you've been following Ukraine and Russia, a lot of what's been happening has been about unmanned aerial vehicles. And where we're heading, hopefully, is battery technology which goes with those and other operational issues. Hundreds of billions of dollars are going to be spent on defence in the next few years. Hundreds of billions of dollars. And they'll be improving, among other things, the way drones work. They're the core of new warfare. They've dramatically changed the way war is conducted. Already, a lot of them are using hydrogen fuel as opposed to regular fuel. It's not suitable for general aviation yet because it's too dangerous, but soon they'll be using batteries. And this will spill over automatically to aviation. And that slide is the key to the future of aviation. What will happen, because so many billions of dollars are being spent in this area, is that there'll be massive improvements in batteries. They haven't changed a whole lot in the last couple of decades, but they will be changing. Now, quick call to revolution. I really loathe and despise airports. Don't we all love them on the travel journey? They are the worst part of the journey. Let's park and pay for it. Let's go and check in our own baggage because the airlines are making us do it. Let's then go and choose to check in. Let's go through security. Let's go shopping. Then let's board. It's just one big mess. Let's arrive. And then let's go and collect our bags. And then let's go and queue for a taxi. There's got to be a better way of doing it. When I started out travelling, it was a whole lot easier than that. This is my dream airport. You don't see it. You walk in one door and out the other, and the rest of that rubbish doesn't exist. Second call to arms, and this is something that resonates very strongly with most of you. Let's communicate with passengers. It's not hard for airlines, and it's not just airlines, I should say. It's the whole system, the regulatory structure, the government involvement, the airports themselves. It's not hard, though, to keep passengers informed and to rebook them if something goes wrong. One of the things we'll be able to do is connect seamlessly from one airline to any other. 50 years ago, we could. There was a price for it. We paid higher fares. But we could do that. And that's the way things are going to go, hopefully. Secondly, when there's a problem, we can seamlessly rebook. Yes, wouldn't that be nice? Just like we could 50 years ago. And this is really a dream. And thanks to Tim O'Rourke for some of these words here. The guiding vision should be shaped by the ideal journey. It shouldn't be just the throwback from all the development that's occurred over the years. It needs to be the focus, the starting point for collaboration and interoperability. And that, for you, is the beginning. Let's hope the next 20 years is going to be productive and fruitful, and the passenger will benefit. Thank you very much.